you want more, you know? It reminds me of a story that I read in Fumio Sasaki's Goodbye Things, a book on minimalism and moreover peace in simplicity. And he said that there was a gentleman, Tal Ben-Shahar, a popular Harvard lecturer in positive psychology. He became Israeli national squash champion at the age of 16. His 5 years of 6-hour daily practices paid off. But once he got home after the victory ceremony, he realized that the joy had worn off and he was left with a feeling of emptiness. He told people that the happiness lasted for only 3 hours. What the fuck? And this is something that isn't, it's not abnormal. You hear this all the time. In one of my favorite books that I've read, Lost Connections by Johann Hari, in an interview within the book it says, we live under a system that constantly distracts us from what's really good about life. It feels like we construct this false solidity to protect ourselves and get lost in it. These jobs, these cars, these shoes. But I don't know if they really help us, or if it's just a veil of deceit. And when do we pull it back? When do we find out? When we die? I don't want to have that deathbed regret. These concepts are falling apart for me. It reminds me of what Sadhguru says in the book Inner Engineering. If someone spoke, I realized they were only making sounds, and I was making up the meanings. Sometimes I wonder if we're even in control of the meanings that we make up, or if they are just thrust upon us, if they grow out of our subconscious, a subconscious that has been watered by an infinite amount of advertising that we don't even notice anymore. And this is where it gets hard for me, because it's like I try and look at all these books and therapies and theories, and I feel like you do everything right, but the world of the senses is still hard. What if I could tap into something different? What if there is something different? That's what this book really gets into. This book gets into the self with a capital S. And again, this sort of concept is described in different ways depending on the author. But this self is the seat of the self, the watcher of what is actually happening. A third person or entity or universe that is experiencing life through you. Like Jim Carrey said in an interview, I used to be a man experiencing the universe, and now I feel like I'm the universe experiencing a man. I was talking about this at a poker table the other day, but people looked at me like I was f***ing crazy, and I get it. But it's not a new idea, this mysticism, this idea of connecting to a oneness, and whether that you describe that as God or the universe or the simulation. It's not new, but it's definitely weird to wrap your head around.